Today's saint of the day of February 1st is Saint Bridget of Ireland. Saint Bridget, protect us on our journey, said the Irish pilgrims and missionaries who crossed continental Europe in the Middle Ages, asking for the intercession of the venerated Bridget of Ireland, c. 451–523, patron saint of their country, along with Saint Patrick, c. 387–461, and Saint Columba of Iona, 521–597. The cult of Bridget. Not to be confused with the 14th century Swedish saint of the same name, famous for mystical gifts and prayers on the Passion of Christ, is so popular in Ireland that countless traditions about her have sprung up over the centuries, associated with a vast iconography. Beyond some details described as legendary, it has been noted that 11 characters present in her hagiographies are cited in two medieval chronicles, the Annals of Tigernach and the Chronicle of the Scots, that place Bridget's death in 523, which places his birth in 451, because it is known that he lived about 72 years. 3 ancient biographies agree that Bridget was born to a Pictish Christian slave named Brochka, who had been baptized by Saint Patrick, while her father was named Dubthach and was a pagan tribal chief. From her earliest childhood the saint showed her great generosity to the poor, to whom she gave plenty of milk, butter, and flour. Her religious vocation soon arose in her and she decided to consecrate her life to Christ, receiving the veil from Bishop Saint Mel of Ardagh, 488. In the years that followed she became abbess and founded monasteries, the best known of which was Kildare Abbey, name meaning Oak Church, which became a major religious and cultural center before its ruin. In the 12th century, the historian Geraldo del Gales tells that in his scriptorium he was able to admire a splendid illuminated gospel book, which, due to the description he makes, many have identified it with the Book of Kells, today preserved in Trinity College in Dublin. This agrees with the attribution to Brigida of the idea of establishing an art school for the decoration of manuscripts. She is often depicted with a cross of reeds, one of the oldest Christian symbols in Ireland, called precisely the Cross of Saint Bridget. According to tradition, one day some Christians sent for her to convert a pagan lord, perhaps her own father, who was raving on his deathbed. Since it seemed impossible to reason with that man, the saint sat down next to him and calmly began to comfort him. He bent down to pick up reeds, at that time scattered on the dirt floors of Irish houses, and patiently weaved them into a cross. Curious, the dying man asked him what he was doing. Brigida began to explain to him the meaning of the cross and the death of Christ for love. And while she continued to talk and weave, the man's delirium calmed down. With growing interest, the pagan asked him other questions about salvation, patron saint of children, blacksmiths, unrecognized children, milkmen, navigators, obstetricians, poets, schoolchildren, nuns, travelers, Ireland. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit the bell icon.